I think I probably had battled at Fight Club at that point, but the first time I battled at Fight Club, it they like they did it was like a sideshow. It was like a Caucasian battle. Like they made me battle another white dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, so I don't know
Yo,
if that really counts, but just to say
that
that, like, you know, my name was out there enough that they might have just reached out to me, but I still wasn't like known. And yeah, it was like right when I came home from school and started doing the underground sessions thing, and that was just like they'd be like, "Yo, meet at the Virgin Megastore at Times Square, and um, maybe something will happen." You know what I mean? And like you meet, and depending who's there, it's not like set up. You don't know nobody's name. Like they're just like, "All right, like you battle you." You know what I mean? And the first one, actually, again, it's funny, man. There was another white kid there the first night. This kid, or actually, I think he's Colombian or half Colombian, but he looks white for all intents and purposes. This dude Madness, from
right.
Orlando, and I think they were like, all right, like let's get this out the way. Why don't you guys battle each other and you could dun each other off real quick, and then we can, you know what I mean, reduce the whiteness quotient in this particular situation. You know what I mean? And I think me and Madness was like the best battle of the night. Um, but yeah, then they had me battle this dude, G Sizzle, who was like a Times Square mainstay. You know what I mean? He was like always in Times Square. Um, and Madness battled like a crackhead. um, but then from there, it was just like over the summer, I would just randomly get a call from them to be like, yo, come to wherever, like we got someone else, we got someone else. Like it
That's
wasn't super organized, you know what I
so.
mean?
Just so you know, like it's really crazy that you like explain that because we were just watching those battles. Like,
Where
as in a couple of hours ago, I was sitting here and I'm like, all right, let's click on that G Skills one, and we were discussing them kind of briefly, like, yo, who won, and we were picking things, and we were like having a little bit of fun with it because yo, it's right there on the Iron Solomon YouTube channel, which y'all can go
right,
subscribe to. So
right.
thankfully, you have it there for us. It wasn't even like anyone. You have it there for us to go
Yeah.
check out, which is pretty
That's
fucking
very
cool.
smart, by the way. Very smart. Like that's a thing that doesn't exist that I've been trying to pitch to Penn as far as like trying to maybe like become the agent of battle rappers because
Word.
battle rappers need to negotiate a contract for themselves so that once their footage has existed on the channel, it got put up on after a certain amount of time. They should, at minimum, I understand that the channel owns the footage because they put up the money to make it happen, et cetera, et cetera. But I think that it's fair to say that after a certain amount of years, it should be shared footage for the artist as
Right.
well to be able
Mm-hmm.
to share on their own platforms so that they can use them as tools of exemplary examples of their abilities as artists, you know? And so
Totally.
that's really smart.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I negotiated that for grind time. Like I think I have the ENS battle up there, and that was like sanctioned. You know what I mean? But I
Can you
haven't pushed.
expand on that? Because like what you're saying, this is really important stuff. Like now we're talking about in the equivalent of like licensing conversations and whatnot, and it is really interesting to me that I can find these classic battles of Iron Solomon on the Iron Solomon channel. And let's say there's a lot of people today that are going to just come and start getting into this world and don't know a thing about ownership. So how did you negotiate this? Like if you can expand a little bit on what that means and how that came to be in your life, I think it would be one of those big time knowledge nuggets you could drop.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just at the time. I mean, this is mad long ago, like 10, over 10 years ago for the ENS one with grind time. But I think I just they were offering a number that was lower than what I was asking for, and so I read this. There's this business book that's like in an app form called Business Secrets. Um, Flacco knows what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna bring it up so you can see it. Yeah,
That's
it
dope.
looked like this, and it's got all these
Yeah.
different chapters on negotiating and leadership and communication and management, and they even have like neuro linguistic processing, which is like all about the language you use and how it impacts your own decisions. Oh, dope. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. So like the chapter on negotiating, was ill to me, because the biggest takeaway is like, when you're just going back and forth on a price, that's haggling. You're not negotiating, right? Negotiating is like mixing a record, where you're like, yo, I need a little more bass. And the person's like, that's cool with me, but like, then I'm gonna want the snare higher. So like you could get what you want, and you find a balance there. You know what I mean? And so like, I think a lot of people don't always look at the other things aside from immediate cash or financial gain that you can get. But I always try to look at like, what's gonna, if they don't want to give me money, like maybe it's easy for them to give me the rights to put this on my YouTube channel after they've gotten their like big drop. Or maybe, I mean, it costs them nothing to put advertisements on their content, so there, like there's it's like, what do they say, like fast, good and cheap. Like you can only pick two things. Like
Yes,
if
they
you want
do
it
say that.
fast and good, it's not going to be cheap. If you want it fast and cheap, it's not going to be good quality. You know what I mean? If you want it um, good and cheap, it's going to take a long time. Like, yeah, we could get you that for this price, but I'm gonna have to fit you in on the manufacturing floor when I have time, and so you're gonna have to wait for a while to get these T-shirts. You know what I'm saying? So you got to just figure out what's easy for somebody to give up, um, and what is beneficial to you. Like it doesn't cost them that much to put an ad that I give them on the battle, but it benefits me like disproportionately to what it costs them. You know what I mean? So if we can find, maybe I feel like what I'm bringing to the table is worth more than the money they're willing to give me, but then they can give me something that doesn't really cost them that much, that benefits me more. I think definitely independent artists should always be thinking that way, and definitely battle rappers for sure. It's not just about like the bag, as everybody says. Like the opportunity can lead to other bags in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you so much, honestly, for sharing all that, Mr. Aaron Solomon. The truth of the matter is, a lot of people need knowledge like this. Like I've learned, I even thought like when I started this process, I knew a thing or two, and I was wrong. Like you folks sharing this kind of knowledge is actually like gets all of us, even people who know things already, to even just rethink about their own situation and how they can make smarter moves. Like you basically said, find the best value.